So as you know, we have to create a new project. I'll go to a drive where I want to create a new application in this case. So click on C drive, and in the C drive, I want to create a project by name, say MCM. So it is Django minus admin start project followed by say MCM. Next CD MCM. I'll go inside that folder, create one application, that is Python manage.py start app. Say I'll call it as college. Okay, let college be the name of the application in this case. So now the application is created. Now go to C drive. Inside this, say we have created a project MCM. In that we have a application called college. So what I have to do is go inside MCM settings.py. Here we mention the name of the application. So application name is college. Okay, save, close. Once you make a change in this, we never open the settings.py. Remember this. Okay. So that's the first thing. Then go to URLs. In the URLs, beside path, you have to use include. And in the path, we have to add a one more path in this case. Path, empty brackets, comma, include. Inside this, application name, that is college.urls. So whatever is the name of the application, that we have to give it here in this case. Save, close. Once we have done this, we will never open this URL again. Remember this. That is the URLs in the project folder. Copy the file. Go to your application folder. Paste the URLs. Open this, and for the time being, delete the paths. Keep it empty. Okay. We'll keep this. Will not close this file because later we have to use it. After that, create a new folder inside this by the name templates. Inside templates folder, we create one register page for the student in this case. Okay. So to create a new HTML file, you can directly open your Sublime text. Control N, a new file will be created. Save as. Most of the students are doing mistake here. You are creating a text file and you are trying to execute it. So for that reason, what you have to do is open the Sublime text. In that, click on file option. In that file, you'll get save as option. Click on save as. Go to templates folder. Give the name as student register.html. Now it is important. Before we had only one register page, so I was giving it as register. But since I will have multiple registration pages, what I will do is I will give it a specific name, call it as studentregister.html. Click on save. It should be inside the templates folder. That is very important. Once you save this file, how can I confirm that it is a HTML file? One method is when I click on angle bracket and type HTML, it should show me the HTML file. If it is not showing this tag, then you have not created a HTML file, it is a text file again. Or the second method, you go to the templates folder. Here you will find a extension that is type HTML file. Okay, if it shows text file or txt file, means again there is a problem with the extension of the file in this case. Okay, now HTML file is created. I'll call it as student register, and inside the body tag I'll use a h3. In the h3, call it as student register, and then in the center tag, now all these things you have to do it now itself. Before, what we used to do was perform other operations and then put the message in this. Now only when you are typing, all these things you have to add in this case. So use two flower brackets inside this MSG. After that, start with the form tag name is equal to FRM student register, method is equal to post, autocomplete equal to off, and close this. Next, inside the form tag, what are the inputs that you want to take from the user? You have to design those inputs in this case. And to design those inputs, I had explained you about something called as Bootstrap also in this. So let me go to the W3 Schools website. Say W3 Schools Bootstrap 5. So you get Bootstrap 5 tutorial, scroll down, click on try yourself, copy these two lines and I'll paste it on the top. Next, inside this, use the division tags in this case so that you can have a proper alignment of the text. So in the division tag, say first division, I'll have class equal to container hyphen fluid. Inside this, one more division tag, so I'll use class equal to root. Inside this division with class equal to call hyphen LG hyphen 4. Remember, when you are using LG large screen, either it will be 3 or it will be 4. Next, call hyphen MD hyphen 6. Either it will be 6 or maximum it is 4. If you are using LG as 3, in that case we use MD as 4 in this case. But most of the cases it is always MD hyphen 6 itself. And call hyphen SM hyphen. Very rare case we have call SM 12, 6 in this case. Most of the cases it will be 12 itself. So inside this, whatever the input you are taking from the user, you give that. Say example, in the font tag, I want this to be a compulsory field, so color is red. And inside this, student name. And in the next line, you have the tag in this case. That is, input type is equal to text, name is equal to student name. It is a compulsory property, so required autofocus on because this is the first tag in this case. Use a placeholder, say enter student name. Then I will use a pattern property. In the pattern property, I want to allow small letters, capital letters, space, and dot. And put a compulsory flower brackets, minimum 2 characters, maximum 100 characters. Okay, so that is for this. And then we put class equal to form hyphen control. And I want a gap between the next tag and the current tag in this case. So MB, that is I want to give a below in this case, MBZ hyphen. Okay, so this is the first input in this. Next, you can copy paste to save your time. This is where you are getting delayed. Okay, so I'll copy paste, make the small changes. That is mobile number. And in this type text is equal to number. Say name, I'll keep it mobile number. It is a required property, autofocus not required. Enter mobile number. Pattern property, there is a change. That is, I need to allow only 0 to 9 and it is 10 comma 12. Remaining alls is same. Again copy, paste. So next I will take email ID from the user. Email ID, type equal to email, name is equal to email ID, required, enter email ID. Then no pattern property for email ID in this case, class remains the same. Next again copy paste the same. You can take a next field from the user. Say I want to take password. So in the password, type is equal to password, name is equal to password, required property yes, enter password, no pattern property in this case, class remains the same. So these are the four fields in this. Next, I need to take which course he is studying in this. So for that, again, I one more same copy paste course. And in case of course, I will make use of the select tag in this case. So use a select tag inside this name is equal to course. It is a compulsory property. I'll keep it required. Class property is required in this case. That is form hyphen control mb hyphen 2. And here instead of form control, we make use of form select. Remember this. And inside this, we have option tag. In the option tag, first option I will always give select course, and option value property should be empty. Okay. And next again one more option tag. So here we mention all the courses that we have in this case. Say assuming that it is for a college, so I'll keep it as BCA, BBM, BCom, and BSc. Always remember when you are putting the content, it should be in alphabetical order. That's always a best method in this case. So I think every tag is in alphabetical order in this case. After this, say you want to take a one more field, that is, I want to take the gender of the user in this case. So you can just copy paste the same thing. Saving the time is like this. So here I will take gender, select gender, and put three genders in this case in alphabetical order: female, male, transgender, skin color. Yeah. So even name we have to change. Clear till here? No doubt in this case. Now, how many fields we have? Huh? That is option you can give because I have given here as 10 or 12. See what happens is if it is a USA, then the number changes. Only for India, if your application is eligible, then we go for min and max in this case. If you are specific to Indian numbers, then you can have it. That is min is equal to, that is we start with 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a minimum value. Max value it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 digits. Okay. So save this. These are the fields that we want to take from the user in this case. After all the rows completed, this is a close of the division for gender. This is a division close for the row, class equal to row. And this is for the container. So after the row closes, what we do here is we put a one more division tag with class equal to row. Inside this, a one more division with class equal to call hyphen 12. So when we use call hyphen 12 means for medium, for large screen, and for the small screen, everything it is full length in this case. And inside this we put both the input type submit, name is say btn submit, and value is equal to register, and also put the class, that is btn success. The same way, one more input type is equal to reset, name btn reset, and put value is equal to cancel. And we also put the class for this class is btn. Clear till here? No doubt in this case. Once you have created a register page, or once you have created any HTML page, you need to make change only in the urls.py of your application folder. Don't make any change in the settings.py, don't make any change in the urls.py of the project, because I've seen many students repeating the same thing. Here in the settings.py, you are adding faculty. Don't do that. Only in the set urls.py of the application, you have to add two lines from college import views. Remember this line. It is from application name import views, and you have created only one application. So there's only one line that you have to write here. Nothing else in this. Inside this, we have path. Inside path empty. I'll call it as student register, comma views dot copy paste these things. Still, I have seen yesterday some students making this mistake. You give some name for the HTML page, you give another name for the function, you give some other name for the path. You should not do it. Okay, sir, will it execute? Yes, it will execute, but it will make the things more confusing in this case. Because once I see a HTML page, I can easily understand what is the URL that I have to type by seeing this. It is same. By seeing the HTML page, I will get to know what is the function name that I am creating inside the views.py. This is the function name which we write it in the views.py. So that's why I ask you to copy paste whatever the HTML page name you have given. You have to give it in the path in all the three cases. Clear with this point? Okay. After this, two things. The first thing is, if you want to run the program, you can execute make migration and you can start the execution of the HTML page. So for that, we need to add one more thing in this case, that is inside the views.py. So go to views.py. Here we create a function, that is def open close. Inside this request one more most important thing is, when you are writing that return render, it should be one tab space from the definition, not in the same line. If you write it in the same line, means that line is outside the function. So make sure that once you click on colon, the return render should be inside the function. And we need some variables in this, like MSG. I'll keep that. And next, return render open close request comma say student register.html. It's so easy to remember these things. Say function name is same and the HTML page is same. Copy paste. That's it. And after this comma flower bracket colon msg colon msg. Clear with this? Now let us run the program in this case. So to run the program, you have to execute three commands in this. That is python manage.py. First is make migrations, and still you people are executing make migration. Use yes after that. After make migration, it is why it is showing no changes detected. We have not made any changes in the models, it will show no changes detected. Okay, so execute migrate. It will apply all the things. Are you able to see your application name here? What's the application name? No. What was yesterday's application name? Today's application name is college. Are you able to see college here? No, because we have not made any changes to the models.py. It will not be shown. Once we add the class inside the models.py, then it will put the in the migrate, it will put the name of our application in this. That I'll show you later. Next, so make migration is done, migrate is done, and then run server. So run server is working. Open the browser, localhost colon 8000 slash here. See, remember, if I don't enter anything, now most of the students are typing it here. Don't type the URL in this place. URL should be entered here. So it is localhost colon 8000 and click on enter. If it shows like this is not an error. Only thing is he don't know where he has to go. So he is giving you two options. Either type admin or type student register. He is showing you an example in this. So I want student register page. slash student register, you get a register page. And bring those center and cancel in the center by putting them inside the center tab. Okay, refresh. Yes. Clear till here, no doubt in this. And once the HTML page is looking fine, you can create a model for this. So go to the models.py. In the models.py class student data models dot model, and remember second model M is capital. Click a colon, next line. So take whatever the data you are taking from the user for each input tag or each tag you have to give the one variable in this case. So student name, so I'll keep it as student name is equal to models dot char field open close. Inside this max underscore length is equal to 100. Suppose for this tag, if it is a compulsory field, then what you have to give is comma null equal to false. Suppose if this is a compulsory field, if it is not a compulsory field, you can skip this. Save the time again. Okay, so just change the name of the variables. Say next input is mobile number. Just you have to change this length in this case. Say length there I have given maximum is 12. You can keep 50. Next, I need to take email ID. Change the name of the variable. Email ID. Max length should be 100. Email ID requires that. After email ID, next we have is password. Max length this much is not required. Just keep it 20. After that, course, say course, and here max length I'll keep 10. That is sufficient because hardly we have 3 or 4 characters in this. Next, last is we have gender, and here I will give it as say transgender is highest text that we are using, so I'll keep it as 15 in this case. Okay, save this. Now, any changes made in the models.py, stop the execution of the server, execute two commands compulsory. That is, make migrations. Now it will show create models to. After this, execute the migrate command in this case. So when you execute the migrate command, here it is showing me the college. It was not shown before. Okay, because only when you make changes in the models.py, it will allow, it will create you with this particular field in this case. Then back to run server. So now you people know how to save the code and all. You will write. Okay. So let us finish that also. In this. So go to views.py. In the views.py, if request, if request dot method double equal to post in capital. Bring all the data, and before that we have to add one more line here from college, that is our application name, dot models import stuff. We bring all the class that we have created in the models.py in the views.py in this case. After that, in the save if condition, we have to write the save code. Save code is easy. You have to create an object for the class. Say sd is equal to student data open close sd dot. Though after saying many times, you people are not copy pasting the things and making a mistake here. So copy paste the things is equal to request dot post square bracket open close, And here again copy paste the name of the tax. Okay, next, save time. Copy paste the things. Don't type. If you type how much you type, you will make mistakes. Remember this. So to avoid the mistakes, copy paste the things. On the left side, everything from the models.py. So mobile number, next email ID, copy paste. Next password, copy paste. Next course, copy paste. Next gender, copy paste. Know the shortcuts. That is very important. Avoid mouse as much as possible. You make your time goes in that only. Using the mouse. You want to select one line, it will select three lines. That is because if you have control on the keyboard, you can do the things much faster. So one method I told you, you have to, if I want to select this particular complete name, double click on this. Okay. Otherwise, the cursor is on this place. Control Shift. Okay. Arrow mark. I want to select towards the right side. So right arrow mark. The whole word will be selected. Got this? If I am on the left side, that is I want to select the course name. Control Shift left. I want to select the whole line. Don't do this again now. Control Shift one. Don't keep on selecting one word each. What you have to do? Very simple. Come to the total left. Shift down button. Shift down button will select the whole line. Copy paste the things. Control C, Control V. Got this? So now after all these things, SD dot save. Huh? We have that will change. Okay. So once we have finished on the left side, then we go towards the right side in this case. So in the right side, copy the names from the HTML page. And remember, if you have done everything correctly, the name of the variables that you have created in the models.py are exactly same what I have given for the names in the HTML tags. You can see it is mobile number. Model also have given mobile number. In the text HTML I have email ID. Here also I have given email ID. In the HTML I have given name is equal to password. Here in the models also I have given the same name. Save the time again. Switching from one page to another page, instead of that, switch from same line in this case. Or you can just see and type. And if you are using a sublime text, it will help you. I am not typing the whole word at all, just two letters, and then I am getting whatever the field I want in this case. Say gender, I got this, I click on enter. That's it. Three buttons for typing six letters. Saves the time in this case. After complete save, write MSG is equal to registered successfully. Clear with this. Save. Check with the server, no errors. Refresh the browser once. We did one more mistake which nobody has highlighted me in this case. That is, when we designed the student HTML form, we forgot to put one most important tag, CSRF underscore token. Save this, refresh again. Now you can type the data. Let me enter the data 9845356246 at gmail.com. Password equals BCA gender mail. Click on registered. I got a message. This is how you should get without any errors. The day you get the result without any error, then understand yes, you have understood the register page. Now this already you know. Now why I am explaining this today is because of one simple mistake you did in the yesterday's class when I told you to add the faculty details in this. Now if I want to add a faculty registration page inside the same project, see the changes what I am doing. Very simple. I will create one new HTML page. Okay. So I'll put it as faculty register.html and I'm copying this name to save typing in this. Put the HTML structure, say faculty here also I'll copy paste, you can make small changes. F space R. Instead of typing whole thing again in this. I have copy pasted, just make give a space between the two words, first letter should be capital. Again in the H3 faculty register, say faculty and R. Then in the center tag, two flower brackets, MSG. Then we start with the font tag, name is equal to faculty register, method is equal to post, and autocomplete equal to off. And close the font tag in this case with CSRF underscore token. Since most of the fields are same what I am taking for student except one or two, what I can do is save time by copy pasting the complete form in this case. Of course, this is not the case everywhere. Sometimes, if you are lucky, you will get this. Okay, so just copy paste the things. So in this, we have to make some changes in this case. Like example, instead of okay, we will start from here. Instead of student name, it is faculty name. Change the label faculty name faculty. Rest all remains the same. Mobile number no change. Email ID no change. Password no change. Of course, he is not studying a course here. It is qualification. So in this qualification, so select qualification. Then we will put some qualifications like masters. He has completed his masters or bachelor course or probably PhD in this case. So usually we have three options. That is either he will be a master degree holder in this case, or he will be having a bachelor degree, or he will be having a PhD. Except this, nothing else in this case. So finish with the changes of the register page. Once you have done this new page edition, what are the changes you have to do? Go to urls.py, add one more path, nothing else. Don't add that somebody who did this from faculty, almost most of you. No, it is only one single line, that is, you are adding the name of the application. There is only one application created. Faculty is not an application, it is a page. Okay, so there is only one application, so there will be only one line here. Only thing is you have to add a new path, and again I am going to save my time in this by copy pasting the things separated by comma. And usually what I do is I have copied this name because that is to be used many places. Paste, paste, and paste. So when you have created a new HTML page to register, add one path in the urls.py of your application. After that, go to models views.py. We have to add one function also in this case. That is only one line. def faculty register open close request colon return render open close, it is request again comma the name of the HTML page faculty register.html comma inside the flower bracket msg colon msg declare the variable msg. For the time being, I will not write the same code for now because since we have added the models in the urls.py, I am adding the function. Go to models.py because we are saving the data. When you are saving the data, you have to create a one more class in the models.py for faculty details. So for that, If you are used to now, copy paste the things. Learn that. Since the fields are same. Okay, if it is different, then you can type it by yourself. So that is class. What should be the name here? Faculty data in this case. Next, instead of student name, it is faculty name. Mobile number, email ID, password is there. Instead of course, it is qualification. Gender remains the same. Clear with this? So we have made the change in the models.py. Any change you make in the models.py, what you have to do now? Make migration and migrate is compulsory. So the faculty is created, migrate. Again, inside this you will find college. Now back to run server. Understood this point? No doubt in this. So whenever you want to create one new register page, you create one register page in templates.py, add one models.py, that is you have to add a class. In URLs you have to add the path, and in views you have to add the function. No changes in settings.py, no changes in the urls.py of your project in this case. And few of you have copy pasted the same thing again, these two lines. For this function also you have given, for this function also given. Not required, because if you are using user defined functions in C language, if you are using printf function 5 times, do you write hash include 5 times? No, because once you have written that, that is sufficient. These two functions or these two library files can be accessed by all the functions in that particular file in this case. Again, in the urls.py, you made a mistake that here from college import view, you added a faculty, you thought faculty is also to be written. No, it should be only one because this is the name of the application and only one application you have created. You have to add a path for the HTML file, not the your library file in this case. Okay, so this change we have done. Go to views.py. If you are lazy enough and intelligent, of course, here instead of faculty, I'll use this. I mean, student uses this. Most of the fields are same. Now here, instead of student name, it is. I mean, instead of student data, it is faculty data. Copy paste the names. Don't type. It's a kind request from my side to avoid mistakes. Copy paste the things. Next, same faculty name, faculty name. In the HTML page, you have done the same thing in this. Here also it is same faculty name. So what I can do, put a faculty name here, same variable name, copy paste. Then I have used in the models.py, I have used qualification. Same qualification here. Don't make spelling mistakes. Yeah. So qualification. Save everything remains the same. Most important thing is the confusion here. Here you create SD, here in all the cases you make FD. This will give error because for faculty data, the object name you have created is SD. Means you should use SD. No sir, now I have made change. Though it is not correct because since I am using faculty data, I prefer this to be FD. I am taking the first letter of both the words in this case. And I am creating the name of the object. You can give your name also, I don't mind. But the same name should be used for the remaining statements. So this thing should be same. Sir, what if I give SD here? No problem, you give for all the statements you give SD only. It will work fine. You can give any name, but make sure that the name is same for all. But a good programming person will not use a SD because your HR will get to know you have copy pasted things. So for that, copy paste, make the suitable change so that the user will not be, I mean, your team leader or your project manager will not say that you have copy pasted things. Got this point? Clear with this? I want to run this application. What I have to do? Very simple. Copy the name of the HTML file, localhost, register. I got, okay, we forgot to add the path or we forgot to save. We have not added the path here. So it is like faculty register, same thing, copy paste. Save this. Now you'll get the HTML page on the screen, and it's a worst design because we did not copy paste those two CSS lines. That is for the bootstrap. We have used the class, but we forgot to paste this. So just copy paste that on the head. Save. Now refresh. The design looks fine. Add a faculty name in this case. Say file number sachin@gmail.com. Password Sachin. Qualification master. Gender male. Register. Register. Clear with this? No doubt in this. If I add a new page, now I hope you are clear with what are the changes that you have to do in this case. Everyone? So see, in 41 minutes we finished both. That is, we finished with the student register as well as faculty register. Only thing is the trick is copy paste. Okay. Now, sir, I have saved the data, but I want to see the data in this. So it will take hardly 5 or 10 lines. We can finish it in the today's class. You can write it down later. So to display the data, say I want to display the faculty student data first. Create one new HTML page for that. Okay. So I'll call it as student display dot html. I'll create a file student display dot html. I'll call it as student details, or page name also will keep it the same. Instead of student display, I'll call it as student details. Okay. Inside this h3 student details, again center tag. This is common now. You should always use this much. Will not type anything in this for the time being. Once I have created a HTML page, I will go to urls.py, add one new path. So I'll call it as student details, use.student details, faculty.name is equal to student details. Don't write models.py for this because you are retrieving the data. Only when you are saving the data, you have to add a model in this case. Now in the model student data, I have to retrieve, so I will not create a new model in this case. Then go to views.py, create a function. That is def, the function name, request, colon, return, render, open, close. Now here we have msg is equal to, and then one more variable you add here, call it as data. That is, I'll call it as student data. So I'll create one new variable empty. These two variables have to be passed to the HTML page. So what we do in the return render is request, comma, the name of the page dot html, comma, flower brackets, colon msg, colon msg. Till now you have passed only one variable in the flower brackets. I need to pass two parameters in this case, separated by comma. I will call it as student data, colon, student data. So I am passing two keys or two values in the dictionary. Now in this student data, I need to bring the data and store it inside this. How I will do it? Very simple. I will say student data is equal to, I need to bring the data from student data model in this. I need to, in the student data variable, I need to fetch the data from student data class in this case. So what I will do, copy the name of this class, dot, there is one object called as objects, dot, there is one function called all, which will bring all the data that exists in the student data class. So when you saved the data of the students, all those data was stored inside this class. So what I'm telling him is, from this class, create one object and bring all the data in this case. So if I have stored around 10 student data, all the data will be there inside this. I'm bringing that data and I'm copying it inside a variable called as student data. And this data I'm passing it as a parameter to the HTML page. Understood this particular line to bring all the data from the table. So whatever the name of the model is there, model name dot objects dot all. That's it. All will bring all the information from the table in this. Save this. Now the data is stored inside the student data variable. Okay. Go to your register.html display register details page. Small change in this. The change is you have to use a Python tag inside this for SD in student data, the name of the variable which you have passed to the HTML parameters, and flower bracket open close end for. Like we have open bracket and close bracket in HTML. If we open a for loop, we have to close it using end for in this case. Okay. Inside this, simple two flower brackets SD dot student name. Student name is a name which we have given in the models.py. Here, say I want to bring the next data in this case. Copy paste. Simple life, simple work. Copy paste the things. If you remember, you have used a for loop in this particular format. In Python language, we use for loop for d in data, something like this. In the list example I have given, next, paste all these things. The display is over. Let us see how the output looks like. Save. Go to your HTML page. Localhost. Student details. This is a name which you have given in the urls.py. This place. Copy this URL and you can paste it here to avoid errors, and you will be able to see the database. Got this point? Say if I add a one more student record, say here, gmail.com, password Kiran, say course PCA, say mail, register. So now if you just refresh, I got two records. Is it looking nice? All student data in one single line. Sir, I want it in separate line. Very simple thing. For that, when you display this, make a change. The change is very simple. Before the for loop, use a table tag. After the close of the for loop, close the table tag. And these data that is inside the for loop, open tr and close the tr inside the for loop. And each data must be inside a separate td, that is the table tag. So each data will be in the separate td in this case. And after this, let us see how this looks. Close these. Okay, save and refresh. Better compared to previous. Sir, I want it in the center. Want it in the center. In the table, we have align center. Refresh. It is in the center actually, because we have enlarged the screen size at 20. So now it is in the center. Just though you can't see it clearly, I'll just zoom in. Sir, I want borders for that data separated. Yes, you can do that. Very simple. We have borders equal to 1. Refresh, we put borders. Sir, I want a box on the heading. So you can have the heading after the table tag outside the for loop. Remember? So before for loop, I will use tr. In this, use th table heading. So it is student name. The same way, one more th. I have mobile number. Same way, I have one more th. That is email ID. Same way, one more th. After email ID, we have Never ever display the password the screen to anyone. So remove that. Okay. Course, one more th for gender. Save. Looks better. But remember, when you created a models.py, in this, by default, what the software does is, I mean, your Django framework does is, it will generate one automatic column called as ID, though you have not given that. And that is a unique value for each student in this case. So that you can get it by using the same sd.id. ID is a unique value that is created automatically for each student you register. And this is very important for us. How many of your registered numbers are same? So that should not happen. So hence ID will be automatically generated by the software in this case. Clear with this? Looks better. Let us make it much better. Very simple. Go to the bootstrap, copy the links, paste it on the top. Refresh. Is it looking good? Looking good. The border is one. So for that, what I can do, go to the W3 schools, the tables. In the tables, there are different types of designs. If you want the table to look like this, what you have to do is you have to use a class called as table. So I'll make a small change. The change is in the table tag. I will say class equal to table. And see how it looks now. Better. You can still make it better in this case. In W3 schools, there are plenty of types of classes, alternate designs. Then we have table with border. That is, you have to give table border. Scroll down. That is here over. So when I move the cursor on that, it will highlight the entire row. I can take this. Save. Run the page. You want a separate heading tag in this case. Heading tag should be highlighted. In the W3 schools again, scroll down. You have different types of table tags in this case. You can use whichever tag you want. Don't never use this. So it's a highlighted in this case. You can see it is highlighted in this. Just click on try yourself. Copy paste the name of those classes. That is, he is telling there should be for the labels. He is using a th tag with the table hyphen dark. So you can use the same thing here in tr. We need one t head with that particular class name. Save. See how the appearance looks now. So no sir, black I don't. I hate black. Then you can go for the BTN classes that we have. Like here it is a table dark and table light. There are two things in this case. Light is a dim color, so it is a gray color, slight gray. You want other colors, you can put that color also in this case. Like example, I want that to be in say blue color. Say you have BTN hyphen info. Save BTN info. It's very hard. Better we have the table dark itself. Dark is better. So this is when you scroll, it will highlight the colors. Clear with this? So display is very simple. Just the two lines in the views.py. One is to retrieve the data, next is to send the data. And of course, some writing in the display page. In this case. You will, tomorrow's class, where you can write down this, and we will try for the faculty display also in this case. Okay, clear till here.